E90 335 is starting to get to a point where it's affordable. So you buy this car and now you want to make it stiffer because I'll tell you, the 335 is a dog in the corners. But if you're buying a 335, chances are you don't have M3 money. So let's see if we can make the 335 handle. Welcome to the $1,000 E90 335i challenge. My sincerest apologies if you can hear Ron behind us during this video. You've seen the car before because we did a review on it a while back, mostly because of his insane exhaust and how wonderfully loud it is. But now we're taking a look at what you can do for just $1,000 to improve the handling of the 335.
The first thing was an E93 M3 28mm sway bar up front. The car also has the M3 lower control arms. It has a set of the Solowerks S1 coilovers and also strut bracing front and rear. So all that totals about $1,000 and easily installable. You can do it if you're a weekend warrior or if you want to have a shop install it, not crazy expensive as well, and it totally transforms the feel of the car and the steering response.
I can feel that the car is a lot more planted, it's a lot more stiff. My issue with the 335 has always been that it's kind of soft. Now, the suspension is still compliant. I'm not feeling every bump in the road. And in fact, I think if you gave this to anybody, they might not initially recognize that anything's been done to it because it feels nice. It feels together. It feels like a total package.
When you drove the car, however long it was, 3 months ago or so, the car was on shot, you know, sport suspension. I'm sure it had never been changed. The car has 90,000 miles on it, so just the car needed a good refresh anyway. The coilovers are not overly stiff to where you're bouncing all over the place, and the lower control arms give great steering feel, and the strut bracing just keeps the car nice and tight.
There's no play in this steering wheel. This feels a lot more communicative than it did, I'll tell you that much. Do you remember what you've done for an alignment?
Oh yeah, it's got a decently aggressive alignment. It has about, I want to say, like 0.8 of a degree of camber on the front and like 0.2 degrees in the rear. It's nothing crazy.
Negative, guys, don't freak out.
Yeah, excuse me. So it has that. It's a pretty, you know, maybe autocross sort of street setup. Didn't want to go with crazy wear, even though it may have given even better steering response. Not right for me on the street because I take this car on a lot of highway journeys. But, you know, even at highway speeds, the car is very smooth, very stable, and it's just sharper. When you go to make those, you know, quick lane changes, it's just very sharp and very responsive. A lot better than the OEM suspension.
I think what I like most about the car is that it doesn't feel like a ricer. Like, I was expecting you to bring me this really obnoxiously tight thing that's gonna be like, oh, and now it's stiff and it's nearly undrivable. But what you gave me was something that is like OEM plus. It just feels connected. Exactly. It feels right, and I'm happy.
And big shout out to the guys at Solowerks. You know, these guys are ex-KW people, and you can really tell the suspension system is very well laid out, very smooth, very compliant, but also very sharp and not overly stiff.
No, and that's the really big thing about these cars, especially when you're building a street car that you want to handle well. It's way too easy to go overboard, and I see a lot of people do it, and they get to a point where basically every time they hit the tiniest pothole, they crack a rim. And it's just uncomfortable. Your back hurts. I'm gonna be 30. I don't want like obnoxious ricer cars anymore. Like, I want something that's just well balanced and put together. And now that new cars are able to do that, new cars are getting so good. Nice turn in. We're on So tires, by the way. But I'll tell you, it feels more akin to the M3 than the 335.
The one thing this car does not have in terms of a full refresh of the suspension, it does not have the tension strut upgrade. So there's still a OEM sort of shit bushing in the front tension arm, and under braking you feel like a little bit of wheel shudder. That's just because the way the suspension is designed. When you have the lower control arm, you have that here, but there's also a tension strut that's about 45 degrees to that. and that bushing is still OEM, so that could use some replacing. That upgrade is about $250 installed, so that may come soon. Might upgrade to an M bushing as well, which will really tighten things up under braking.
What I've noticed too is that there's not a whole lot of squat or dive either, and it's like that was my big issue with the 335. It's like when you get on throttle in a 335, it squats to the ground. When you get on brakes, you're nose diving. And this, it just kind of solves it all, and it's very streetable. I've said that before, but it's comfortable. This is a comfortable car to be driving.
And also the sense of roll too, even though because it's not overly stiff, when you're in a corner and you're really on the edge of grip, you can feel, you know, a little bit of movement in the chassis, in the rear especially, and it's almost like it's clawing for grip. It's a confidence-inspiring sensation.
It feels a heck of a lot more planted than it did the last time I drove it. I usually don't feel very confident driving 335s because of the suspension, honestly. Right now, I'm feeling like I can kind of carve this road without worrying too much about what the car's going to do, because it's very predictable and I'm not having to fight all this massive weight transfer when the chassis just heaves over to the other side of the road as I turn it in. Got a little bit of slip because of these snow tires. These brakes feel fantastic. What did you say the brakes were?
They're StopTech, the drilled rotor from StopTech, got them off Tire Rack, and then Hawk HP pads. Total cost for that, according to brakes anyway, and it was about $500 and, you know, easily installable in your garage. This car is also not tuned in terms of like a flash tune. It has the BMW Power Kit software. It brings the horsepower up a bit and the torque up a little bit more than that. Nothing crazy. With the exhaust, you maybe add a couple horsepower there, but you know, I'm sure it's about maybe 330 at the crank, which is nothing crazy, and it balances well with this chassis. If I had way more power, like let's say with a JB4 or an MHD Flash, I think you would overdrive the car, especially this one being manual and rear-wheel drive. You don't need that kind of power, and on a road like this, the car just feels powerful enough to be fun, but not powerful enough to where you feel like it's going to get away from you.
I really feel like the car is balanced. I feel like it has the right amount of power for the chassis and the suspension, but it also feels like you could go up a little bit on the power. Most of the 335s I drive are tuned. They are a little fast, and maybe they've pad slapped them, but they certainly don't have an upgraded suspension setup. And so right now, this car is feeling like it can handle like a lot more power, but everything just feels together. This feels like the way it should have come from the factory, which is what you want out of your aftermarket setup. Check the description for everything that's been done to this car. I'm not trying to sell you anything. All I'm telling you is that for pretty cheap money, you can make this feel a little more like this. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one. But I still got my Glock, new